was working a little bit, but so my mother says to me, to get going, why don't you live with me for a while? So my wife and myself, we lived with my mother and father. We lived with my mother and father, and then my wife became pregnant, and we had the baby over there with my mother and father. As soon as I got with Pepsi Cola, because I got out of the army, in '46. I got with Pepsi Cola in '49. So for 2 years I didn't do nothing because I figured I'm young yet, you know what I mean? And then that was that story. And then we looked in the papers, there was a new project coming up, she said. So I said, we got a baby now, we can't stay in the house with mom and papa. We got a new baby, you know what I mean? So what happened was we moved to Willoughby Avenue. You know where Willoughby Avenue is? Yeah, sure. In Sumner, Willoughby and Sumner. Yes. We got there, we paid, let me see, to get there at that time, when you got to put under the table, money under the table to get an apartment. Wow. So I told the landlord, I said, how much did you want for the, you know what I mean? Because you had to go under the table, if you know what I mean. Right. You got to pay to get an apartment. Exactly. At that time. Right. This was in '46. So what happened was we gave him about $300, and and I lived on the ground floor, and it cost me $30 for 1.5 rooms. Wow. About $30, you know what I mean? Yeah. I was there for about, let me see, about 7 years, you know, until this thing came out on the paper that they're building Bayview. Right. You know what I mean? They're building Bayview.
Stay in Bayview for
yeah, I
61
put an application. I put an application, right. And I was making enough money to get in there, because when you work for a company in this union, they give you good money. You know, everything was paid for. You know what I mean? Right. And thank God everything worked out beautifully. And we moved here. I had, like I said before, $30, something like that. I paid it, and then when I went to Canarsie, it raised to $93.50. Now you got to understand how I was shaking. Yeah, no. I had 2 children. Oh, I didn't tell you about my wife when she was pregnant for my daughter. Right. The ceiling fell on her head.
Get out of here.
Yes. She went to the hospital. Thank God nothing happened to her. Nothing happened to the baby. Wow. But everything turned out beautifully. You got to see my daughter. She's gorgeous and married, children, things like that. You know what I mean? Wow. Oh, my daughter don't have no children. She's divorced, incidentally. Okay. But she was married for 10 years. Yeah. Anyway, it cost me $20,000 for a wedding. Yeah. And I tell her how many times I want it back. Give me back.
What does she say?
Give me back. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was fun. I'm telling you, it was great.
So being that you were at Bayview, do you remember Golden City Park here at Canarsie?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It was right in the back there. And after that one, I remember very well, you know what I mean? And there was bar and grills over there and everything, you know what I mean? And this is 1949, don't forget, you know what I mean? Right. That's when I started with Pepsi. And I was the only truck over here. I mentioned that before to you, remember?
Yeah, you did, yeah.
And that's what it is. And other than that, when they had that one store there, and like I told you before, and they got this Bayview. What happened was in Bayview, I lived in 2045, that's one of the buildings. And when I lived in one of the buildings, they gave me 2 rooms, you know, now 4 rooms I had. But on the ground floor, they put me because I wanted the lowest rent there is. Right. So they got me in the lowest rent, which was terrible, because the kids, there were so many children running up and down the stairs. I had migraines every day. Right. So what happens? I had to go to a doctor. I got a notice. I want to be transferred. Since then, 2 years I lived there. Then I got out. Where I am now, that's where I am now.
Wow. So why did you stay in Bayview for so long?
Why?
Yeah.
Because my children were young yet. They were young, you know what I mean? They're growing up, you know what I mean? And I can afford it, you know what I mean? Right. It was tough. You know, incidentally, Pepsi Cola, when I was there in 1950-something, they went on strike for a year. Right. 1 year. and I survived
That's amazing.
because I drove a cab.